Hello everybody, so today I will talk about SHSAT in here. So I have the question number 15. You are making 16 assignments for a dinner party. There are 12 guests and 2 round table. That each six people in here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 in here, and I will draw the diagram to illustrate. Because they have 2 round tables, and each round table we have 6 people, so we draw 6 threads around it in here. So the first one, Joshua and Timothy won't sit at the same table. So we know that J and T, they have different round table. So we put J in here and T in here. Timothy should not be sitting next to Elizabeth. So we put the T in here, so the Elizabeth can be sit on the round number 1. I just put number 1 in here. Maybe Elizabeth can sit in here, or maybe it sit in here, so we don't know exactly. But we know 3 and T, they separate in here. So the next one, Peter should not be sitting next to Elizabeth. Elizabeth should not be sitting next to Kevin. So Peter separate Elizabeth, Elizabeth separate Kevin. George and Matt want to sit next to each other. So we have G in here and we have M in here. So we know that 2 people, they want to sit next to each other. So we have M. And Matt want to sit next to George. So we have J in here. Lucas and Amy won't sit at the same table. Amy want to sit next to George. So we know that Amy want to sit next to G. So we have A. And we have the Lucas. Lucas not won't sit at the same table. So that we choose Lucas far away in here in this one. Now we talk about other people. Timothy should not be sitting next to Elizabeth, so that Elizabeth should not be sitting next to Peter. So we need to know that we can put the Elizabeth in here, and we have that Elizabeth should not be sitting next to Kevin, and that's why we can put the Kevin in the other side in here, from where round number 1, number 2, but we need to separate them. So now in this situation we just put like that, and now we need to care about information in here. Elizabeth and Timothy must sit at different table. So we know that Elizabeth can be round number 1 or maybe round number 2, so that A is not correct in here. Amy cannot sit next to Matt. So you can see that Amy sit next to the tree because we have M in here. So M go to 3, I go to 3 again, because that is about number 4. So Ami cannot sit on next to the mat, so let's see about the correct one because we have the diagram. Now let's look about C, D, E. Peter must not sit next to Kevin. So we have the Peter and we have the Kevin. They can sit in here, number one in here, so that is not correct too. Lucas can sit at the same table as the Georgia. We have that they can put L in here and we put 3, so that is not correct. George can sit at the same table as Timothy. We know that Timothy at the second round and Cherry is in this one, so that's why it is not correct. And now we know that B is the correct answer because M next to 3, I always next to 3 too. So in this situation we can see that because they sit in the opposite side, so Amy cannot sit next to Beth, so that's why we choose B is the correct answer.